What are you looking at to me?
The conspiracy theories growing about
go on.
Duke.
What? Yes.
Been spotted at Glenferrie Gourmet Meats.
That's
what
no.
I've heard. He's been spotted there.
Shameless.
That is shameless.
Grabbed himself an eye fillet, and I believe he's in his Hawthorn home.
That is a shameless wedging
He's
in.
been dropped.
Well, you've been there too now, Jim.
Crowbar. I have.
Yeah.
But handed over full wedge.
And as I do always, on my heart, I do.
Yes.
Anyway, I don't believe it. I think he's in Bali, Duke.
Yes.
But there is the theory that's abounding that he may have been dropped for this week, and he's actually at his Hawthorn house.
Well, on the back of that, it's probably opportune, Chief, that we roll the sting. Let's go.
Ship the hell off.
Ship off.
Ship off. Ship off. Find a little boat and ship the hell off. Don't try and lead me into Duke, Jim.
Oh, I hope he's already there.
Don't try and lead me in. First and foremost, I don't know if anyone caught the State of Origin Wednesday night.
Yes.
52-6.
Jeez.
Yeah.
A record score, a record margin to Paul Gallen and all the New South Wales players. That is the quintessential ship the hell off. And I loved it, Jim, being
as a true Queenslander.
So they can ship! Right.
Yes.
Cam Smith was exceptional in that. And while we're on the State of Origin, I think the show's 60 Minutes needs to be given a right royal ship off for the hatchet job they did on Cam Smith. If you, most people would be aware of the story, I'm sure, but the fact that they edited the audio and the vision that they actually showed to Alex McKinnon and then got his response to it to fashion up a story that painted Cam Smith in a bad light is absolutely horrendous. They edited out the quote where Cam Smith said, "It's unfortunate and I don't want to see that happen any time in our game." And they made him think that he was arguing about the decision while he was being treated on the ground, and he never even spoke to the referee until Alex McKinnon had actually been taken from the ground. But it was just a hatchet job, Jim, and your network should be ashamed of that, I would have thought.
I'm waiting. This is all serious. In all seriousness.
He had no right of reply, no response.
I'm about to speak, Chief.
It's my segment.
I know that, but
My segment.
on this topic, I'm weighing in. I will wait with great interest on Sunday to see how that is handled.
Yes.
That's all I'll say.
Yes. Do you think there'll be an apology?
Do you know something?
What's that? No, nothing. No, but I'm being as diplomatic as I can be because I didn't like it.
And Chief, because Cam Smith was supposedly going to speak today on Fox Sports and then I believe chose not to as well. So I'm keen to see what he...
Put him under a bit of stress, I imagine, but played an absolutely superb game. Now, we spoke about it off the top of the show tonight. We had an exceptional game here last Friday night.
Yep.
And we were super complimentary of the job that Brian Taylor and Wayne Schwatta did, calling the action superbly. Obviously, played second fiddle to the Wolf and I, but the overall product last Friday night was outstanding.
True.
And we got to the stage where we thought we actually don't need JB and Javelin Head. So, you know what? The front row can ship off.
Yes. Here, Chief. That's your best.
Have you not got your head around the ratings?
Listen,
They've been provided by the front row.
You at least made it back. But your mate with the head that has no width. I mean, I'll tell you right now, his head is a straight line. It's just got a couple of eyes and ears hanging, dangling off the straight line. It's the skinniest head I've ever seen in the world. He needs to stay buried in ash wherever he is. Chip off dust! And you too, Jim. Now, while I'm on,
I told you he's in rare form.
JB and Das, you're as much a part of this as well. And the Triple M football bosses, I'm not mentioning any names, but the godfather of Rock Lee Simon.
Yes.
There is supposed to be an allocation of parking tickets underneath here.
Yes.
Yep.
You get one every time.
And only
The Duke gets one every time.
He shouldn't get
the
one.
Wolf
The Duke.
I can cop because he has had debilitating back injuries for a number of years and shouldn't be made to walk long distances.
He doesn't like people.
Jim, you are the leader. You need to promote fairness and equity in everything we do. But this sort of leadership, no wonder North's going like bustard. Because you have been shithouse.
Gee, how can I get a double ship?
And to Uncle Lee Simon, you ship hell off. All right, you remember the World Cup of cricket when Herschel Gibbs dropped Steve Waugh and Steve Waugh said, "You've just dropped the World Cup."
Yep.
Brad Haddin just dropped the first test, so he can ship off.
Oh, no.
The one-hander?
Trying to take a one-hander when he didn't need one hand. He could have taken it with two.
So Root was
and
only
dropping
on...
a bloke on naught that made 140, Jim.
Yes.
Dropped the first test.
No.
Hads, Ship.
I wouldn't give up on the game just
Ship
yet.
Hads.
It's evenly poised, Chief,
just
after
just a little drive-by.
2 days.
It was good ratings. All the other stations can ship off.
Oh.
And we don't tend to go into politics, so I'll leave Billboard Head Bill. I'll leave him out of it. I think that's just about it.
Well, that's your best.
But I got 2 whacks on you, didn't I, Jim?
I got 2.
Billboard Head Bill.
Within the one ship off.
I like when you get political.
He's got a feature tomorrow, Bill. Poor.
He's going no good.
Okay.
No, he hasn't had a great
Political.
couple of days.
That's Jim's domain.
No, I
though.
like it. Also, Alistair Cook copped one of the greatest balls to the
Yes.
kegs I've ever seen
Didn't
on
he?
a
And
cricket field. Unprotected kegs.
Went down like a squid.
He did. Well, he
Stayed off for 45 minutes.
To be fair to him, he boxed on for about 8 balls and then just realised he couldn't go any further, and off he wandered. I'm telling you, for those of you who didn't see it, it was an under edge that came towards him and landed, Chief, a metre in front?
Yep.
At first slip.
Awkward bounce.
So
Awkward
awkward bounce. So he was falling and trying to knock the ball forward, which you do in that situation, but he missed the ball entirely.
But when you look at the vision, his pills must hang to the left because it was a little high on the left thigh, so he must have had a little bit of.
So what it must have done is forced the pill into his leg.
Compressed the left nurry straight onto his thigh.
140 Ks.
Like a pancake.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it was purple. It was one of those ones where you're watching it, you're just giving it the
Nurry crusher.
Like Ben Stiller's nurry
Yeah,
and something about Mary.
that's
when he-
exactly
when he
it.
caught it in the zip. That's how it ended
And
up.
Joe Root pissed himself.
He couldn't stop laughing. He was the first there, and he said, "Are you okay?" In between laughs.
I thought it was
Very
brilliant.
good.
Ben Dixon joins us from our sponsor, Crown Bet. Dicko?
He's been underwhelming.
Ship off, Dicko.
today.
Yeah, boys.
He's been underwhelming.
Have you ever heard someone cop it twice in the ship off?
Nah, that's rare Chief form, that is. But I was just thinking how low his plums were sitting. What about Bungo's plums? They're down around his ankles.
Thank you, Dicko. Thank you. This is the sort of stuff.
Where's that come from?
It's the sort of stuff that's driven us to number one,
That's
Jim.
exactly what it is.
This is from the sponsor.
That's it from our great friends at Crown
love
Bet.
it, Dicko.
Hey, Dicko.
Mind you, he was the apprentice. When he was at Hawthorn, he was paid to carry him around, Jim.
Oh, I'm liking. Chief, where's this come from? This is just you at your absolute sharpest.
Now, will I see you walking the streets again like last week when I drove out of here?
No chance. And I'm glad you stopped. I jumped in front of the Jag for thinking you know who it was, and then he just kept going. So I had to dive under the parked car. You're kidding yourself, Chief.
He was on the
Slow
seat.
down in those streets in...
Did you really nearly run your former teammate over?
I only accelerated when I saw who it was. Jim.
Ben Dixon, for our sponsor, Crown. I don't know what he's been on the Chief, but
He's
his
sharp,
eye
man.
is
That
in.
was sharp.
It's leadership, Jim. I bring the best out of
Yeah.
him while you're away. He responds. I know how to push his buttons.
I think me coming back's got this response out of him.
I can promise you it
Drifted
hasn't.
up to me last week. He was pox.